Hi, I'm Keith and welcome to week 14 of my weekly weight loss vlog, Up the Peak. Well, as promised, I had my cheat day this week and it was glorious. I didn't overdo it quite as much as I was originally going to, and what I mean by that was I still had a very simple breakfast, but for lunch I had my first real slice of pizza since I began this weight loss journey. I got it from a local pizzeria, one of my personal favorite places. It was delicious. Have a look for yourself. I just had the one slice. That one slice was still plenty of calories and sodium, so that still counts as cheating. What I did do was I made sauce from my mom's recipe, and I made up some meatballs and some sausage. Now, I didn't make the sausage, I just bought the sausage and boiled the sausage. And I'm not going to show you the video of how I assembled the baked ziti, but it's my mom's recipe and it's pretty awesome. Here's a picture of the baked ziti. Now, I had 3 servings of baked ziti, and I also had 2 big slices of cake, and I had some ice cream. It was by far the most food I've taken in one day since I began this weight loss journey. But the very next morning, I was back on the track doing my walk, and I was killing it. So I have no regrets about it. Now, that's not something I'm going to do a lot of. You know, these cheat days are going to be, far and few between. I'm almost ready to commit to every 3 months I might have one. The only reason I had one this week was because it was my birthday. But before we get into anything more, I did have a weigh-in this week, so let's see how I did. That's right, 318.2, 12 pounds down from the last weigh-in. I completely bypassed the 320s, which that felt pretty good. Also, this now puts the overall weight loss to 89.3 pounds. 89.3 pounds since I began at the end of January. So that was phenomenal. It's a good feeling to see those kind of numbers now. Weeks ago, I remember being excited when I got down to 389. But now it's 318. I am so close to that 100-pound milestone. There is a very good possibility, if I can maintain my momentum right now, that I could see that 100-pound milestone by the next weigh-in. But if I don't, I'm not going to get discouraged about it. Everything I do is an accomplishment. Every pound I lose is a victory. So if I don't hit certain targets, it's not the end of the world. It's okay. I'm fine with it as long as I continue to lose the weight. I haven't hit the plateau yet. It's still a possibility. It could still very well happen. I do suspect that when I get below the 300-pound mark, it's going to start becoming more of a struggle. But I do have some news about the fitness this week. Now, about 3 weeks ago, I did my first jog in a very long time. And as a result of that, I completely exhausted myself almost for the next week. I was so wiped out from it. So I thought, I'm not going to jog again until I get below 300 pounds. Well, true to fashion, I was out for a walk. I was about 3 miles into the walk and I said, I want to jog. So I jogged a mile and I did it in 12 minutes. Week 14, the magic number is 12. 12 pounds down from the last weigh-in, and the jog was down to 12 minutes flat. The important thing was I finished the walk strong and I got right back out there the next day and I did the walk again. So I am going to start incorporating the jog at the very minimum once a week. It was a really awesome feeling. A little bit faster. I'm definitely more resilient with it. It didn't wipe me out the way it had a few weeks ago. So I am proud to say the jogging will become part of the weekly workout routine. So since I mentioned the GoPro last week, I took the GoPro out for part of my walks this week. I didn't do too much with it. The audio for it's not the best, but I did end up getting a selfie stick for it. So I did take some footage of like my scenery, and forgive my mug that's in the video because at the time I was talking, narrating what I was doing, and it just doesn't sound right. So it's just going to be me telling you what I'm basically saying. So here we have our local bridge going over the Delaware River. My town has a castle. This castle's been around for a very long time. It's gone through different incarnations. Now it's some kind of a banquet hall slash bar. It is kind of a cool place. I don't know how many people can say their town has a castle in it. Here's some more footage of the fairgrounds using the GoPro this time so you can get a better look at it. Something I want to point out. Every single time I take a walk, whether I go out to my rest area for the 5-mile walk or I do the track multiple times for the 6-mile walk, I am terrified of the prospect of wildlife. Now, I love nature, I do. But animals, man, like, not dogs. I love dogs. I will pet dogs. In fact, you're going to be seeing a dog coming up here soon, going on some of my walks with me, but more about that later. Like, as in a future video, not like later in this video. I come to this certain point on my track, and I'm always extra paranoid, especially early in the morning when I'm walking the track, because I have a very overactive imagination. And I'm always imagining a bear or something coming running from the distance towards me. And I'm in a very bad place strategically that if something like that does come at me, I'm in a lot of trouble. Now, as far as I know, there has never been a bear attack in the history of my town. So hopefully, knock on wood, we're not going to have one anytime soon. Or like ever for that matter. But I just wanted to share with you that yes, I have anxiety every single time I leave the house and I go for the walks. I don't show it, but it's definitely there. This week I had my 40th birthday, so the 30s are now behind me. And moving into the 40s, I did reflect a bit on the 30s. The 30s was a very interesting decade for me. The 30s was the beginning of the morbid obesity. Now, I had fluctuated with my weight prior to that, but never to the level I did when I was in my 30s. When I was 29, in that video I showed last week in Iraq, that was the beginning of the weight gain. I was 29, 6 months later I was 30. And when I hit 30, that's where the weight gain really started to pack on to where I got up to the 464 pounds in 2014. Despite my entire 30s being morbidly obese, I still was able to accomplish many things. For example, I separated the military with an honorable discharge. I do suspect, had I had another year on my service, there is a good chance I would have gotten separated because of my health. Luckily, that was not the case. So I got out with an honorable discharge, which was extremely important to me. Also in my 30s, I went and graduated from film school. And then after film school, I went and graduated from an actual university with a bachelor's degree. So despite battling morbid obesity, exhaustion, depression, it wasn't a total loss. I was still able to accomplish things. Something I reflected on. I saw a fellow YouTuber post a video about some of the more embarrassing moments that happened when they were really overweight. And this caused me to think about some of my more embarrassing times. And one of the worst times, this was when I was at the 460s, or close to it. I had gone to Six Flags Great Adventure with some friends, and I was frankly just too large to go on any of the rides. With the exception of the rapid ride, where you're on that big circle raft, and you go down like their little artificial river and you get splashed with the water. I was able to go on that only because I was able to squeeze that seatbelt closed. They almost had to get an extender for me, but I was just able to suck it in just enough to get it to snap, but it was so uncomfortable. And the raft, because of my extra weight on it, I was like two large people into one. So the raft was tilted like this. And every time we hit the rapids where the waves are, we would get hit with an extra amount of water splashing up onto the raft. And my friend that I was with gave me the dirtiest look and said, "I'm never going on this with you again," because they got extra soaked. That did not exactly feel good, honestly. I felt pretty crappy about that, but I kind of knew where they were coming from. I was able to go on a log ride because there was no seat belts, and I was able to fit in that. But those were the only two rides I could go on. I couldn't go on a roller coaster, couldn't go on a Ferris wheel. But it was embarrassing. I couldn't participate as much as my friends did, and I felt really left out as a result of that. That's why it's important to me that this year I go to a theme park and I get back on a roller coaster and I go ride a Ferris wheel. I am going into my 40s now, feeling younger and more energetic than I did when I was in my mid-30s. That is amazing. Age is nothing but a number. Your mental and physical well-being will dictate everything that you do in your life. You can be in your 20s, but be morbidly obese and just feel terrible. I'm telling you, age is nothing but a number. I feel better now going into my 40s than I did when I was in my mid-30s. And that's all because I've been getting my health in check. You know, I keep calling this a weight loss journey. It's not just a weight loss journey. It is a fitness journey. This is about me taking control back of my life. Not just looking better, but feeling better, doing more things. I know I've said that before, but it's just, I feel it's important enough to just remind myself why I'm doing what I'm doing. I missed out on so many things. And I can't get that time back. That time is lost forever. And I can't change that. I can't dwell on that. But what I can do is work towards my future, work towards building myself back up. And that is exactly what I intend on doing. I'm going to continue to push myself forward. I'm going to continue to eat healthy. I'm going to continue to get my exercise in. And I'm going to see that weight go down. And I'm going to see my energy spike up. And I am going to do so many amazing things. But there is still so much more work left to do. I want to thank my now 74 subscribers. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for your continued support. I appreciate every single one of you. I have a lot more work ahead of me, and it makes it a little bit easier knowing I have people out there that are rooting for me. Well, that's going to wrap things up for this week. If you liked the video and you're not a subscriber, please subscribe, leave a comment. And I will be back here next week for week 15. Until then, have a great week, and bye.